evening, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Weather Impact Team. We are tracking a lot of things going on over the next few days and also into next week. So we want to break down, number one cold front came through our area already last night and today. That's what brought down our temperatures from the 70s yesterday to the 50s for high temperatures today. Another one is on the way for tomorrow, and that is going to do a couple of things. It's really going to kick up the wind tomorrow afternoon, and it is going to bring those temperatures down even more as we head into the weekend. So let's break down what's going to be happening out there as we go through the next couple of days. We've got a little clipper system, we're calling it, coming our way. That's when we have a fast-moving cold front. Doesn't really have any rain or moisture in association with it, but it does have some colder air coming in, some of that coming in from the Arctic that's going to start moving our way. The first thing you're going to notice tomorrow after that front moves through is that the winds are going to start whipping up. We're going to see gusts around 30 miles an hour once we go through the afternoon hours. Now, those aren't sustained winds. Those are just wind gusts, but just know that it will be rather blustery here during the day. And that northwest wind that's going to be coming in behind the front is going to give us yet another drop in our temperatures. Take a look at what we're watching out there right now. And we've been seeing those temperatures that have been on the cooler side today, with highs topping off in the upper 50s right now. We're back down into the 40s at 48 degrees here, and even some lower 40s over on the west side. We have 40 degrees right now in Carrollton. Rome is at 42. How about Dalton right now, checking in at 37 degrees. That colder air is going to keep moving our way. Compare that temperature to the 48 we have over in Athens. And again, that's similar to what we have here in the Atlanta area. These temperatures are trending much lower than what we had this time last night. In fact, right now, we are 10 degrees cooler than we were just 24 hours ago. Look at Dalton right now, 18 degrees cooler than it was this time yesterday. 14 degrees cooler in Rome and 16 degrees cooler right now in LaGrange compared to where it was just 24 hours ago. And that just kind of goes to show you here that first front coming in really making our temperatures fall compared to what we had during the day yesterday. Now, as we continue through the overnight hours tonight toward tomorrow morning, we're going to move down to the lower 30s, about 38 degrees here early in the morning, mainly clear skies overnight, starting off with some sunshine early tomorrow. And then by 10 o'clock, we're up to 44 degrees, and I do think we'll make it into the 50s here once again for tomorrow, but more of the low and mid 50s rather than the upper 50s. So tomorrow afternoon's temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler out there as well. Here's a look at the winds that we're going to be expecting. Now, this is what we're watching for the early morning hours here tomorrow at 7 o'clock. We're talking about 13 mile an hour wind gusts here, which isn't that bad. It's just going to be kind of breezy to start the day tomorrow. The front hasn't moved through our area yet for the early morning hours. We're thinking that front's going to move through most likely after lunch, and it's going to be behind that front when those winds really start kicking up a little bit more. Look at these wind gusts for the middle of the afternoon. By 3 o'clock, we're talking about 31 mile an hour wind gusts here in Atlanta. 32 mile an hour wind gusts in Marietta. Gainesville coming in with 34 mile an hour wind gusts, again, in the middle of the afternoon hours. And then elsewhere, those winds are generally going to be between 20 and 30 miles an hour gusting for the afternoon hours right behind that front. Now, it does look like it's going to die out a little bit later in the evening, just really those winds starting to relax a little bit more. Once we get into Saturday morning, we're still going to have some breezes at about, let's say, between 15, 20, maybe some gusts up to about 25 miles an hour early on Saturday. Not as gusty as it's going to be in the middle of the afternoon on Friday. So when we wake up on Saturday morning, our temperatures are going to be just below freezing at about 31 degrees. Add that wind to it, and it's going to make it feel even colder out there. So just be aware of that. On Saturday, temperatures are going to be much colder, and the winds are going to pretty much die down a little bit more into those afternoon hours. Take a look at the forecast track because we've got a lot to watch here. Even though we're not expecting any rain to move into our area, we're going to see that front come in that virtually, as we mentioned, has no moisture really to work with except for just a couple of clouds here and there. And then behind that front is where we're going to see those changes. So here's how we're looking tonight. We do have a few clouds over to the east of us. Early in the morning, we're going to see mostly sunny skies to start the day. Temperatures early in the morning are going to be in the upper 30s here. I really think most all of us are going to stay above freezing to start the morning hours here on Friday. Here comes that front. This is at noontime. Still, the front has not moved through the Atlanta area yet, but it's going to start moving through parts of northwest Georgia. Then into the afternoon hours, that front will move through the metro Atlanta area, most likely 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then push on down to the south. And you'll notice here those winds getting a little sharper in that direction coming from the north and west once that front moves on through. It moves through very quickly. As I mentioned, it's a fast-moving Clipper system. It'll just have that wind behind it and the colder air behind it that will be pushing through our area, but no rain in association with it. Saturday morning, still breezy, but just not blustery out there with the winds that are still going to be gusting a little bit, and that cold air in place with temperatures that will be right around 31 degrees to start the day on Saturday. And then into the afternoon, Saturday, we're going to see plenty of sunshine around. The wind starts to relax just a little bit there, and temperatures, though, will struggle to get up into the upper 40s. I don't even think we're going to hit 50 degrees here on Saturday, and it's going to be pretty much a similar situation on Sunday, but we're going to see temperatures that start off in the upper 20s on Sunday morning. Not as much wind around, still dealing with just a little bit of a wind chill, but then notice here into the afternoon, still mostly sunny skies, temperatures still holding, though, in the 40s as we go through the rest of the daytime hours there on Sunday for those afternoon hours. I want to show you a comparison, since we're talking about the winds here, of the high temperatures versus the wind chill. So the high temperature we're thinking, or the low temperature actually, on Friday will be 38 degrees. But with the wind, it's going to make it feel like it's around freezing at 32. And I really think many of you in the outlying areas are going to be feeling those temperatures. Now, again, the wind isn't going to be as strong on Friday because that's still ahead of the front. Even though it's going to be chilly, it's just going to make the wind chills feel like it's around 32. This is where it's going to get like it's feeling a lot colder. For Saturday, we're thinking the low will be 31, but there'll be enough wind to make it feel like it's 24. Now, the actual temperature will be a little bit colder on Sunday with a low of 29, not as much wind, but remember, we're working on a colder temperature of 29 there. So once again, Sunday morning with the wind chill, with enough wind there, mixing in with that 29 degree temperature, it is going to feel like it is 24 again. So it is going to be a rather chilly weekend out there in those mornings as well as into the afternoons as well. Here is a look at that mass of cold air that we're watching that's going to be moving our way. And we got a little taste of it out there for today with the wind, with the first front that came through last night and overnight with that colder air that's pushing into our area, dropping our temperatures about 15 degrees. Our high yesterday was 73. Our high today was 58. That was about a 15 degree temperature change here for between yesterday and today. As that front comes through tomorrow, notice that colder air gets a little more entrenched here on us, and then even more so on Saturday and on Sunday. The cold air is just going to be with us really through the weekend and also the beginning of next week. This is on Sunday, still showing that cold air over us. Going into Monday, colder air with us, but at least the coldest part of that starts moving up toward the north and also to the east here. And then as we continue on for the afternoon hours on Monday and then into Tuesday, we do start to see the temperatures trying to warm up just a little bit more. So here's a look at the low temperatures, the morning temperatures that we'll be seeing here through the weekend and into next week. 38 for a low Friday, 31 Saturday, 29 Sunday, 29 on Monday. Remember, on Saturday and Sunday, when you factor in the wind, it's going to feel like it's 24 degrees. By Tuesday, that's Christmas Eve morning, it's still going to be below freezing at about 31 degrees, but we'll see the afternoon temperatures warming up just a little bit. Here's a look at those highs. 55 for a high on Friday, a little bit lower than we were today. And then there you see the 40s for Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, Monday afternoon too. And then on Christmas Eve afternoon, we are back up to about 54 degrees for a high temperature. Now, let's look ahead to Christmas. Now, I'm going to show you the European model here first. the models have been flip-flopping, and they're not agreeing on what to expect on Christmas Day. Let me show you the European. This goes through Saturday, where we've been talking about the dry, cold air in place. Saturday, Sunday, also into Monday, the dry and cold air in place there. On Tuesday, on Christmas Eve, it starts to warm up just a little bit. We may see just a few more clouds around. And then I want to show you this. The European model shows on Wednesday, Christmas Day, some showers south and east of Atlanta, but not really much over the city of Atlanta at all. Now, remember, yesterday it was showing rain. Today it's not showing as much. There hasn't been a lot of consistency within those models either. This is showing a better chance for rain here on Thursday. I want to show you the comparison that we have between these two models. And this is why I just showed you the European model, not showing any rain here in Atlanta, but it was down to the south and east of us. Compare that to the American model. That has been pretty consistent in showing a better coverage of rain on Christmas Day. Now, it has flip-flopped a little bit, but it's really hard to pinpoint right now based on what we're seeing of what could happen on Christmas Day. And that's why it's frustrating sometimes to see folks sharing things on social media, wail out in the future, and they don't really compare the two models. They usually pick the worst case scenario and then run with it there. So it's our job as meteorologists. We use the models as guidance, not necessarily as saying exactly what's going to happen here, but we use these as guidance. And so what we're going to be doing over the next few days is still comparing the models, comparing what's happening here in our atmosphere to determine what we think could happen with those rain chances. Now, you'll notice that this is a 7-day outlook. So this would include getting into next week by Thursday, the additional rain coming in on the day after Christmas. So the American model is showing a little bit more, about 1/3 of an inch. Now, really, that's not a lot of rain, but possibly 1/3 of an inch over the next 7 days, which would mainly be Christmas Day or the day after when we see those rain chances here. Whereas the European model is only showing about 1/10 of an inch. So this far out, this is not out of the ordinary for models to be kind of differing like this, but this is just what we're dealing with as we get closer to it. And we are hoping that over the next few days, we will see a better consistency and trends with those models where they're going to start agreeing just a little bit more. So based on what we're seeing right now, this is what we're thinking for that Christmas outlook. The models earlier, yesterday and the day before, were looking pretty wet for Christmas Day. Now they're trending a little bit drier. So we're going to watch that trend to see if it continues, to see if those models change any. Temperatures look like they'll be near average, most likely the mid, maybe the upper 50s here on Christmas Day. So for right now, we just want you to prepare for the possibility that we're going to have some showers. Hopefully that may change a little bit and we'll see that rain chance going away. So based on what we're seeing right now, this is what we're thinking for your Christmas outlook. And Hanukkah, the first night of Hanukkah, is also on the 25th for this year. 31 to start the day on Christmas Eve with a high of 54. It's going to be a chilly day with the sunshine, a few clouds that are going to be building in as we go through the day on Christmas Eve. Then on Christmas Day, that's going to be the day when we are going to be watching, based on what we're seeing right now, the potential for a few showers to develop. It's not going to rain all day from what we're seeing now. We do think there'll be a lot of dry hours, but there will be some clouds mixing in with the sunshine, and temperatures up to about 57, running a little bit closer to where we should be for this time of year. So this is based on what we're seeing now. Come back to us, because over the next few days, we're going to be fine-tuning this more, and hopefully we'll be able to have more of a consistent outlook where that we feel more confident about once those models get into a little bit more agreement there. So here's what we're watching with the 7-day forecast. Friday is going to be a pretty nice day. It's going to be chilly in the morning, right around 38 for a low. Afternoon highs near 55, mostly sunny skies. The problem is you're going to be dealing with the wind in the afternoon that's going to be making that 55-degree temperature feel even colder. And then when you're out and about, it's also going to be kind of blustery. So dress in layers. It's easy to peel off a layer or two when the wind calms down a little bit, and then put a layer or two back on when that wind is kicking up. Once we get into Saturday morning, that's when we think our temperatures will be just below freezing at 31 with a high of 47, and then 20s for lows Sunday morning and Monday morning. Afternoon highs still holding just in the upper 40s here for Sunday as well as on Monday. Then the rest of the outlook showing that gradual warm up Christmas Eve on Tuesday with a few more clouds building in. And right now we are going with a 30% chance for showers going into Christmas Day and the day after Christmas. So again, we don't think it's going to be a washout. Based on what we're seeing right now, just prepare for a few of those showers that you may have to dodge on Wednesday and on Thursday, with those temperatures trending upward, getting up to about 57 degrees on Wednesday, 59 degrees here on your Thursday. Be sure to keep it with us right here on 11 Alive and 11 Alive Plus. The Weather Impact team will keep you posted on any changes coming up in those weather models and updating our weather forecast 24/7. Bye.